helping Priscilla Presley decorate her Christmas tree, hosting your Christmas party at Graceland, and there's no place like home for the holidays. It's all happening here at AfterBuzz TV. Stay tuned.
You're tuning in to AfterBuzz TV's The Christmas 24/7 channel, keeping the spirit of Christmas 24/7. Give, forgive, be merry.
Hello. These are
coming
so
in
cute.
hot with the props.
I know it. We got our bells. Very festive.
We're getting so close. I mean, we haven't even hit Thanksgiving yet, but we're ready to go with the Christmas decorations. We've been ready for the past month.
We've been ready. We've been ready, Haley. Welcome, AfterBuzzers and Hallmarkies, to the Countdown to Christmas After Show. Tonight, we're breaking down Christmas at Graceland, home for the holidays. I'm your host, Chelsie Overocker, and joined by me, I have Haley J here, who is a longtime believer of the Santa Claus and just loves Christmas in general.
I do. I'm getting excited. Princess is not here with us tonight, but she would be happy to know I'm jumping on my gift shopping. I'm making moves. And yeah, Christmas is just a special time, and I'm excited to be here celebrating with all of you guys, keeping it going as long as we possibly can.
Yes. Well, we are excited that you are here.
Excited to be here. Where should we start with this movie?
This movie. We're going to be discussing the movie, and then we have our Hallmark Essential Checklist. We create a checklist that we feel like every Hallmark movie follows, and we're going to see if this movie does the same. And then we have gift giving with Haley J here. We're getting closer to the holidays, so we are here to help you with any of your shopping needs.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, what'd you think of this movie?
I really liked it. I thought that it was a pretty typical setup of we see the guy very caught up in just trying to manage his personal life. He has 3 children. It seems like they're all on a very set schedule. I think Princess could relate to this guy with his everything happens. It almost seems like he schedules out his bathroom breaks. So we're very early introduced to the father, who we learn lost his wife 3 years ago. He's just really trying to manage everything. And then we're introduced to Harper, who she's home for the holidays, waiting to see if she's going to get this big job. And in the meantime, she ends up nannying for this guy, helping him out. And as we see, growing a relationship. And I think that the ultimate message that stood out to me in this movie was that love cannot be on any type of schedule, that life is always going to throw you things. And that's the beautiful thing about Christmas. It just brings people together, whether the timing is right or wrong, and you just really take in what's important.
This movie reminds me of The Sound of Music a
Really?
little bit.
How
yeah,
so?
Well, because the dad that is raising these kids, he's in a structured environment.
Right.
And,
The
Maria,
nanny.
nanny, comes in and she helps get everyone singing. And it's kind of a little bit of a Christmas movie because a few of your favorite things, my favorite things, is based off of that movie. But when I was watching it, I was thinking this is the modern version of The Sound of Music a little bit.
You know what? You're right. That's very similar storylines there.
Yeah.
And a great movie to model off a storyline.
It is. It is. And one thing I like about the movie was towards the end with Owen, because he knows that this is just a temporary position that Harper's in with nannying the kids, because she wants to get that job in the museum and then she would be overseas for it. At the end, of course, she does get the job. But when Owen confronts her, he's not saying, hey, give up your life, give up your job to be with me. He's just saying, we're going to go ahead and we're going to make this work. Let alone, she doesn't take the job because she does want to be based in Graceland. But I thought that was really cool that he was still having her pursue what she wanted, and she didn't have to give up her career just for them to be together to make a relationship work.
Yeah, I mean, that's a hard gamble. We see it all the time in real life situations where someone might have their entire career set out, but what about their partner if they get a job somewhere out of state?
Yeah.
Suddenly your priorities and everything are staring at you in the face and you have to make a decision. So that is a tough one. I've never been in that situation. Have you, or do you know anyone that's had to make that choice?
No, and I don't know anyone who's been in that position, but it would be a hard one. You choose your career over family. It's a tough call.
Or I don't know. I don't know if it's necessarily, and I think having children comes into play also, but I don't know if it's exactly choosing career over family or just loving each other enough to make it work while having your dream at the same time. Because my sister, actually, her husband works overseas, and he is a captain, so he's in the Virgin Islands. She's back in Florida. So they don't see each other for a long time, but that was a sacrifice they both agreed to make. So it can be done. But like I said, they don't have kids. I think it might be a little bit different if they did. So
yeah,
for this particular Hallmark movies like they do, thankfully we had a happy ending. But
yes.
Can we talk about Priscilla Presley?
Yes,
that was
we
cool.
can.
And how old did you say she was? She looks amazing.
I could have sworn she's in her 70s, but while you're talking, let me look it up because I want to make sure I get this
doing
right.
whatever she's doing.
Yeah, she looks so good.
Yeah, so Harper is this very into children. She just seems like a really down for anything, and that does work out with Owen too, because he is the guy that's very on a schedule. She seems like she can adapt, and of course she likes to be spontaneous a lot more than Owen does, but she seems to do very well at juggling things. We've seen multiple times in the movie, people like her sister and people that she helps out with the exhibit are constantly saying, I don't know how you do it all. So she seems like one of those natural, I can just roll with the punches and I'm just naturally good at things. So she can do them quickly and efficiently and put on a million other tasks at the same time.
Yeah, she definitely is a multitasker, but the only thing that she has a hard time going the flow with is her heart, and her sister calls her out on that. Yeah, she's like, you do everything so naturally. You don't worry. She's like, do the same thing for your heart. Don't have your guard up and just let it flow. And whatever's supposed to happen between you and Owen, let it happen.
Yeah. My favorite scene was when she was cooking with the kids, or she was baking the Yule logs. Is that what they're called?
Yeah, the Yule log.
And then we see Owen come in. And at first, when I was trying to think, like, is this an actual conflict? Owen was a little upset that they were off schedule, but I wouldn't have called that a conflict. I was like, uh-oh, here's the problem. And then when I realized he agreed to even try it at the end, he wasn't that mad about it.
He wasn't upset at all because he just smiled at her, just saying, okay, to let it happen. Again, it wasn't, I thought this would turn into a blow up because she was going off schedule. And I was wondering if he was going to be very strict about that because he doesn't want his kids to follow in that pattern. Let alone, we learned later that it was their mom that kind of was how Harper is, just being very festive, not always going by the book. And I think he had a hard time adapting to that because it reminded him of her.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. Yeah. But you know who didn't have a hard time adapting were the kids.
Yes.
I think, I don't know if I were in the kids' position, if I would be that welcoming to someone new, because 3 years had passed since his wife was gone. But at the same time, 3 years is not that much for a family to welcome in this completely new person. And her being great with kids probably had a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
And I don't think she came in as, I'm dating your dad. It gradually formed, so that may have given them more time. But if you were the child, do you think you'd be as accepting to a new woman in your family like that?
I do. My mom is single. And when she was dating in the past, I'm not going to lie, it was a little weird and a little hard for me to adapt. So I wasn't quite as understanding as I should have been. And it was a maturity thing. I was young. And these kids were...
That's a hard thing. Because you're still like protecting your dad too. You want to make sure the woman has the right intentions. There's a lot of factors.
Yeah. And the kids were young too. That's why I give them props, because they just loved Harper right away. They didn't have any hesitations or anything. Like they were almost playing matchmaker a little bit with them.
Yeah, they were excited at the end.
So I thought that was really cool. The family was so accepting. But I do know families where it is hard for the kids to accept a new person in their life.
Yeah, I think what I was saying before is how she came in more as the nanny and not as the date. I think that could be a big factor in just how they're initially introduced, because you have a little bit of time to warm up to the idea of them getting together. You get to know them. But if someone's just like, hey, we're dating now, it's almost like you have to either accept it or not, that this is a thing romantically.
That's a good point. So if Harper would have went in there just saying, hey, I'm dating your dad, instead of being the nanny, the kids could take a different turn to it.
I think it'd be a bit more aggressive.
But they seem to love Harper right from the start when she gave them the tour to the museum. They just loved her. So it was just a great fit. She came in slowly, just wasn't anything sudden. But I loved how they were all decorating the tree with Priscilla. And Priscilla is 74.
74.
I can't believe it. She looks
And
good.
that red hair is just like, first of all, it's so festive and perfect for the Hallmark movies. But I'm pretty sure that's her style all the time. And
it is, because they
need that.
had a movie. And I don't know if this would be considered Home for the Holidays, if this would be considered the sequel to the one that happened with Kelly Pickler a year ago. And it took place in Graceland as well, but Priscilla made an appearance in there too. I think this could be maybe the sequel to that. It's just different characters, but it's in the same place. Did you see that one last year?
No, I didn't see that one.
Okay, it was Elvis theme as well, and Priscilla also made a presence, but her presence was more known in this movie, I felt like, than the first one.
I see.
Because they were decorating the tree, and then she talked about how Elvis loves to throw the tinsel on top of the tree, and it was great because we actually got to learn some facts about how her and Elvis celebrate Christmas as well, and how giving he is too. And that's kind of the underlying message in this whole movie.
What were some of the things that you liked that she shared?
I liked how, I think I wrote them down, but, well, for example, how they decorate the Christmas tree, but towards the end when they were all in the same area for Owen's work party, they mentioned something where Elvis likes to give as well for charities. And I thought that was a really cool fact, too.
That is really big. My sister and her boyfriend actually, every Christmas morning, they go and they prepare food for the homeless. And I feel like that's such a cool thing to do when most people just want to be with their families and doing their own thing. But to wake up early and take the time and probably be out in colder weather, I just think that's a really cool thing. And I would like to actively work on that this holiday season, to bring something to toy drives, or even if I'm not out on Christmas morning, being out in the community, at least contributing in some ways.
That'd be sweet. Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
I think we could all do a little bit more.
I think so. And another cool thing with Elvis was their fans, the ornaments that they had for the Christmas tree, that was made by some of their fans.
That is really cool.
And I think that is the same, like those are the exact same ornaments. It's not like a prop or anything.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. They brought some history into the movie about that.
Yeah, how cool for Priscilla too to be able to honor Elvis through Hallmark and what everyone loves around the Christmas time. So that's a really cool way to show him a little bit of love around this time too.
Yeah, I agree. And I loved at the party at the very end that Harper and the kids were singing. That was
sweet. That was another Sound of Music thing.
See? Yes.
You're right. We should Google that more because I feel like
they had
someone out there has the same theory.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like a modern Sound of Music.
Right.
Less kids. But yeah, they were all
ideas.
Same idea. And then when they're all around the piano playing Christmas music, decorating the tree together.
It makes me just want to go home right now and do all those things.
Yeah, it really does put you in that holiday spirit.
Not to say my whole family sings around a piano, but my sister and I would always just like belt it out. She'd play piano, we would decorate. It was just
so
good times.
I love that. Yeah, my aunt knows how to play the piano, and she does it. She plays beautifully, so it kind of reminds me a little bit of
regret quitting as a kid. Yeah, it's just like the holidays, it's that thing where it's such a busy time, but it also slows everything down and at this simultaneously. I don't know how it happens, but I find myself having these moments of just like, man, I'm lucky to have family. I'm lucky to even want to spend time with them, because I know not everyone does. And I think as we all can maybe sit back and realize that some of these Hallmark movies can get a bit cheesy, but I think the overlining message of just love and positivity, it feels good. It feels good knowing there's a happy ending.
There is, yeah. This definitely had a good happy ending, modern ending. And I loved how all the kids, when Owen and Harper were kissing, that all the kids joined in and they were hugging their dad, and Harper as well, too. So I thought that was sweet.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they could actually, this might have been considered the sequel, so they can even have a third one that kind of based off of it. But I want them to keep the same characters and go into a different plot, but just keep the same characters for the third one if they were going to do it.
As long as they keep the checklist.
Yes, they have to keep that checklist. All right, well.
What do we got here with that checklist?
Before we go to our Hallmark Essential Checklist, we have a bit of news for you. Haley, you want to take it away?
Yes, so before moving on to the next topic with our checklist, just want to say thank you guys for making us the ESPN of TV talk. But for us to continue to grow, we're going to need your help. So please give us that 5-star rating, comment, let your friends know so they can get involved too. We are on the Christmas 24/7 channel, so we're trying to grow it. We need a little bit of love around this holiday time. So please get involved with the conversation. Being a part of AfterBuzz TV has meant so much to us, and we really do appreciate all your support and watching with us. Don't forget to tell your friends and keep enjoying the shows. Again, please subscribe if you're not already to Christmas 24/7 channel.
Ding. Thanks, Haley. Okay, for our Hallmark Essential Checklist, we have denial of the relationship, family influence, deadline, attempted first kiss, one character or any character successful, amazing Christmas decorations, conflict, and a happy ending. So do we feel like this movie covered it all?
Maybe not all. I know if we go kind of one by one here, the first scene I noticed were the Christmas decorations. So that they nailed that one.
Yes.
The deadline I know was the 28th when she had to, if she took the job, she would have to leave by the 28th.
Yeah,
that was a big one.
That's deadline.
Denial was her just
of the
not really
relationship.
acting on it.
Yeah, because like when her and her sister are getting ready together before the big party at the end for her work party, that's when she was saying, you go with the flow with everything except for your heart. So don't be afraid to do that. And then, let's see, Harper caught her sister too because her sister was saying, oh, I'll watch the kids while you and Owen go on a date for his work party. And she's like, I can't wait to meet him. She's like, him? She's like, I'm sorry.
Her sister was definitely that family influence.
Yes. So I would say a little bit of denial of the relationship, more on Harper's end. I think Owen kind of knew it a little bit, like always. Just certain.
You could see in his facial expressions from the very beginning he was interested, and I didn't expect you to call, and those little lines he was dropping. He was excited when she called.
My favorite moment in this movie was when he fixes her hot cocoa, and then he asks about the job interview, and she says it's tomorrow. And she just takes it and said, well, maybe I need the hot cocoa. And she looks down and he just looks at her. And it's cute.
That's the chemistry.
I love it. The chemistry there. Mm-hmm. But the family influence is definitely the sister and a little bit of the kids too.
No attempted first kiss though.
There was not an attempted first kiss in this one.
I kind of like that they're breaking that pattern a little bit. Sometimes it's like,
come on, let's get to it. And then one character is successful. Both of them are successful. Yeah. He's very successful. Really good salesman.
And we see her landing the job too. Which is, I love that they're doing that too. I'm seeing a little bit more of equal women being badass at the same time as the man in our movies. Like Hallmark is getting with the times on that one.
We like it.
Appreciate that.
Conflict. I don't know. There wasn't, I guess maybe with her job and then, with him saying, I like you. He's confessing his feelings towards her. And then she's like, I'm taking this job, by the way, and I'm leaving on the 28th. But it wasn't like they got into a fight or anything. It was just very neutral.
Yeah, I wouldn't say there was any moment that I was like, this is a huge fight. But yeah, I think that was nice, though, to not have a huge blowout. But his ultimate lesson was learning that life can't always be on a schedule, and especially love. So I think maybe if I had to pick a conflict, it would just be seeing if his character can get to that point, which thankfully he did.
He did. And then, of course, we have a happy ending because she's staying and they're together and the family accepts her.
And they kiss in front of the door.
There we go. Okay, well, that was our movie, Christmas at Graceland, Home for the Holidays. But before we go, we have gift giving with Haley J.
Yay! Okay, so I'm really excited about this one because most people do say that, we like the Xbox, we like the iPhone, but they want something personal. They want something that they can have a connection to. And especially in this movie, because Harper is a nanny, I thought what a perfect gift. If you know a busy mom and dad that just could really use a night out, how cool would it be? You can make it all cute. You can go and order a little printed card or something and just say, this is your pass for a night out on me. I'll watch your kids. So I just thought that was something that could be, it doesn't cost you any money. It just costs you a little bit of time to make someone else enjoy their night and not have to stress. And there's just a lot of deserving, I nanny myself. And so I'm in awe of what I see parents do on a daily basis. So I think if you can offer that to someone, that would be a really great gift.
Yeah, and who knows, if you're a young woman or man and you're nannying for someone who is single, it could lead into how this movie was, a love connection for you. It could be matchmaking. Who knows?
Get it all back, right?
Let's make it happen. All right, well, that is our show for tonight. But before we sign off, Haley, where can they find you on social media?
You guys can find me on Instagram and Twitter at HayJ, HAYJ_.
And you can find me on Instagram at Chelsie Overocker. That's Chelsie with an IE. And on Twitter at Chels Overocker. All right, we'll see you guys for the next movie. Bye. I love these. They're so cute.
She felt Officers
Chief
Kevin
Elf Officers
and
Kevin
Maria
Undergaro.
Menounos, Chief Spirit Officer Jeff Graham, and the entire The Christmas 24/7 channel, we would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV's The Christmas 24/7 channel. If you have questions or comments, email us at thechristmas247@gmail.com. Until next time, do your best to give, forgive, and be merry. Ho, 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 ho.